Storyteller friends! Today we're going to learn to do a very simple animation of a cat tail swooshing. Before we begin, you'll want to make sure you have prepared your canvas so that it is ready for animations. So make sure you turn on Animation Assist via the tool icon and let's start drawing. We're just going to start by sketching out the back of a cat. I recommend using a reference image here to make sure that it's as accurate as possible anatomically. But we've got the round face, some pointy ears, and then we're going to add a bit of a curve to the back, a little curve to the front, under the chin, and then a bit of an oval shape to create the hind legs and back of the cat. Then we'll put in some straight lines for the little arms and some little nubs for the feet. And you can make the back wider if you feel like it's not very balanced. I've drawn this a little big, so I'm going to use the transform icon, which is that little mouse icon on the top left, and I'm going to scale this down and move it slightly higher. Great. So you can see that this is the first layer above our background layer, and we want this layer to be stagnant, so I'm going to click on the layer on the player and I'm just going to toggle background. This makes sure that this cat layer is going to be present for every single frame that we add. On the layer above, I'm going to add one piece of scaffolding to help us frame this tail animation. But first, I'm going to group these two layers together. So I'm just going to choose another color, and then I'm going to sketch this really wide triangle from the base of the cat, like a protractor shape. Great! Let's start with the tail. Pick another color and we'll start putting down some lines to capture the movement we want. We'll start with a simple soft line down the middle. You'll see now that the protractor scaffold is guiding us where we can put our line for movement. What I'm going to do is add new frames and start curving the line to the right, with the tip also curving to the right. You can play around with how far apart you want these lines to be, but just remember, the closer the line to your previous frame, the slower the movement. And then when it's close to the corner, I'll start moving it down again, with the tip of the tail still pointing towards the right. Same thing on the other side, except the tail will still be curving towards the right. And when it reaches its highest point, the tip of the tail will curve towards the left. And this is going to give it a proper physical feeling. So, curving towards the left, heading towards the center. When you're ready, you can hit play. You'll notice I didn't go right to the peak of the protractor, but if I wanted to, I could just add more frames in between to adjust and make the swing wider. You can play around a lot here, remove frames by unticking certain layers to see if it changes the feeling. I've added quite a few frames here, but you could have fewer. Just note that the more frames you have, the smoother it will feel. Getting this movement with the single line is the hard part, but once you're happy, then it's all easy. Add a new layer and group this with each line layer, and start tracing around the line to create the tail. Just make sure that your tail doesn't pass the end of the protractor, so that it keeps it in proportion. Ta-da! Remove the scaffolding, remove the blue line, and there you go, a cat on a windowsill with a little swooshing tail. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like and let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments.